Haha, suckers, you thought I was kidding. Let's continue the countdown.
This is not a drill. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
That's right, the countdown continues on Terry's Collecting in-game as I've acquired the second of the 5 pieces that I announced would herald the end of the days I've actively existed as a collector of all things. This is one that I didn't expect to acquire so quickly. In fact, I probably should have waited a little bit before taking the plunge. But the fact is that this particular piece, even though it's the collector's edition, not the exclusive edition of the Thanos Maquette on Throne, Thanos on Throne Maquette, Thanos on Maquette Throne, Maquette on Throne Thanos, whatever. Even though this is the collector's edition of the piece and not the exclusive, I absolutely had to have it right now, and we'll get to that in a few seconds. There's just a couple little elements that have been added to it. Just wet your whistle for that just a little bit. But look at this box. It's pretty awesome. It's pretty big. Obviously, it doesn't even fit all on screen. I could have gone wider, but nah. I dig it. There's great artwork. I'm gonna go ahead and rotate it here for you so that you can get a better version. Oh my God, I'm getting pushed off screen. Help me! So you can get a better idea of how it looks. If you rotate it around here, you can see on the side that you've got some really cool Infinity Gauntlet style artwork. And by Infinity Gauntlet, I'm not talking about the glove itself. I'm talking about the comic, the graphic novel, as the case may be, but continuing around. These are all graphical elements that will repeat themselves on the throne itself. It's very, very beautiful. I love all the colors that they used. Very evocative of both the graphic novel and the Guardians of the Galaxy films in the use of all those glorious colors. So let's go ahead and get that back over here so that I can find my way back on the screen. But nobody wants to see the box any longer than they have to, so let's go ahead and dive into the inside so I can show you what the accessories look like in the box.
All right, now obviously looking at this, you can see that I opted to do a snazzy spin around assembly instead of the in-box stuff. So you can see that the throne comes attached to the base as one piece. Then you add the first arm on the left with the fully attached skull. Now just look at this. I'm just going to spin this around a little bit before we start adding Thanos and the other arm. But just look at the Giger-esque elements that Sideshow has added to this throne. It's a remarkable homage in the midst of a Marvel piece, and I just love it. You can see I've added Thanos there. The next up is going to be the right arm. Now that's going to be attached to the hand, which is actually clenching and crushing the skull on the right. After you get that put on, it's a simple matter of adding the gauntlet and Thanos' head, whichever you choose. And that's it. Bob's your uncle, as they say, somewhere on Earth, I'm sure. Now I just want to do one more full turnaround of the back there and just give you guys a close-up look of the throne, just panning up there, tilting up there. Looking at the amazing amount of detail that went into the construction of the bit of the throne that you probably won't even see. That's how much that they paid attention. That's how much that they wanted to bring to the table to this. It's some of the best quarter-scale statue craftsmanship I've seen from Sideshow or any other company, to be honest. First impressions are really solid. I'm blown away by this. I really can't wait to unpack it even more and get it on my table.
Good God. Thanos will do. My Thanos voice is not there. I've really torched my voice with coffee this morning and whatnot, but Jesus. I'm really glad I didn't wait on this. This is really amazing. It's massive. Look at this. I mean, I am right next to this. There's like me touching my nose and then my hand touching Thanos. So I'm right there on plane. I'm not cheating this in any way, shape, or form. This is a massive figure. Even seated, it has an imposing presence. Things to call out, obviously, are going to be the paint. They didn't hold anything back. They knew what they had here, Sideshow did, and they wanted to make sure that when they brought it home, or when you brought it home, or when I brought it home, that we would not miss a beat, that we would look at this thing and just recognize, holy crap, this is legitimately it. You're not gonna find a finer Thanos anywhere. Now, if there is one that exists, a finer Thanos that exists, I'm unaware of it, besides, that's aesthetics, man. You can't argue aesthetics. For my money, this is it. This is where it's at, and it's super cool. Where to begin? The Giger-esque elements. I think I may have mentioned the Giger-esque elements when I was showing the accessories, the arms on the throne, for instance. But as I rotate it around, you can really just see the way that the light catches it. It does echo elements of all of the scenes that take place in the alien nests, so to speak, or even underneath the nuclear reactor on, oh God, man, I almost said Fury 141, but it's actually LV 426. So, did that planet ever get a name? Probably in one of the comic books or something like that. But anyway, I don't even know what to say about this. I'm legitimately speechless. As I spin it around here, you can just see the just alien-esque hoses that are going on here, coupled with the thrones. It looks very much similar to the artwork of that you would see in Prometheus. Or in its successor. God, what was the name of the sequel to Prometheus? It was anyway, you know what I mean. Oh, Alien Covenant. Great movie, by the way. I know it got a lot of hate from people, but I don't know. Maybe it's because I keep going into films without any expectations, and that's why I wind up being delighted by them almost every time. There have been some movies that I've legitimately walked out on, but Alien Covenant was not one of them. Mostly because of the design work, and that's what we're seeing echoed right here again. I can't say it enough. You also have these really awesome traces of blue that kind of evoke, in my mind, they sort of evoke the like electricity or energy that might be coursing through the metal even on a throne that would be occupied by Thanos. Then you come around here and you get these awesome metallic elements, and there's a gorgeous patina of various shades of blue fading into purples that then go directly into very pale gold here. And it's a really nice marriage, a rainbow-esque sort of effect that's echoed throughout the piece. I could legitimately, I just feel like I could write a master's thesis on this piece. It's just everything. When it comes to the pose, Thanos right there on the edge of his throne. He's poised to get up. He can come at you and he's gonna fuck you up if he does. But he's like, no man, bring it. I mean, I'm ready for you. But just look at the way that his center of gravity is ever so slightly off center, like leaning into that gesture, and he's leaning just ever so slightly forward on the throne, but it's actually just almost straight up and down. He's sitting tall, but given the impression that he's, I don't know, combat ready, even though he hasn't risen to his feet just yet. But damn. If this is any indication of how excited that I'm going to be every time that I receive one of those grails that I posted to the previous video, then I'm in for a treat. I really can't wait to have this reaction. I know right where this is going. It's going to be going on my desk to my right, to the right of the monitor as I'm looking at the monitor, directly across from the room behind and to my right when I'm sitting at the desk, and you can see it on live streams on Unsealed and Revealed, for instance. But you can see that I have the Sideshow Guardians of the Galaxy collection on a table behind me, and they will legitimately from across the room be engaging with each other. Thanos will be pointed directly at them with his eyes and gesturing with that Infinity Gauntlet, and they will be all combat ready and facing in the exact direction that statue is sitting. So I'm really excited to bring that kind of an across the room display to my statue collection. This is really, really a welcome addition. Now, I told you all in an earlier part of the video that I would be telling you what exactly it is about this particular collector's edition of the Thanos on Throne Maquette by Sideshow that made me jump my own self-imposed line and buy it ahead of schedule, so to speak. I had really planned on this taking a good deal longer, but the fact is that the collector's edition, I really wanted the exclusive because of that awesome grinning Infinity Gauntlet era portrait. But this, because of Infinity Gauntlet, the graphic novel, this is a little bit more special to me, and I'm just going to go ahead and cut to some footage right now while I'm speaking to you. But as you can see, this statue is legitimately autographed by 3 of the creators of the Infinity Gauntlet graphic novel. You can see up there in the upper left the signature of none other than Jim Starlin. Down there right in the middle is the signature of George Perez. He actually autographed this piece twice, and I'll show you another one here in a second. And below George Perez is obviously Joe Rubinstein. Rubinstein? Not really sure. If anybody knows how to properly pronounce the name of Joseph Rubinstein, then please let me know. I hate to disrespect anybody by not knowing their name. One way or the other, I've just done it there. So apologies, Joseph. I'm a big fan, obviously. That series had a massive effect on my life. Well, not really on my life, but on my comic collecting at the time. Yeah, and led me directly into the cosmic components of the Marvel Universe. So yeah, really, again, this is, I mean, I've got a lot of cosmic collection. I've got a big cosmic collection of Sideshow figures and other figures from other companies as well. But this really legitimately is the one that I would grab and carry out the door with me if there were a fire in my house and the puppies could get out safely and I was able to grab one thing on top of the dogs, then it would definitely be this piece. If I couldn't get it out, I might very well just like, you might find my body in the aftermath of the fire just wrapped around it trying to protect it from the flames. Who knows? That's pretty hardcore. Yeah, maybe not. That's a little crazy. New drinking game. Every time I knock on this table, you have to take a shot. Or just take a drink of your beer, or your coffee, or your water, or your Red Bull, or whatever you got. Who drinks Red Bull anymore? Who seriously drinks Red Bull? I mean, we know that Red Bull turns your blood into sludge. Why would you still drink that shit? Anyway, but moving on. I'm trying to look right now because there's just so much going on, and I know that at some point I'm legitimately going to look at this thing and say, "Oh my God, why didn't I call that on the video?" Like the way that the metal in the throne, the metallic sheen of this basically looks like a vertebral column, a spine, just goes up into this skull, and the skull there's a patina of purple and blue in the skull itself. They did not scrimp on anything here. They straight up went all in with multiple hues in every single piece of this. I'm trying to find anywhere where they might have just cheated and be like, yeah, that's fine, no one's gonna notice that. But no, it didn't happen. It didn't happen. This is perfection in polystone form. Shout out to Matt Wessel. You're looking for polystone perfection? It's right here. You probably got this already, you filthy beast. Good for you, man. It's a great, great piece. Also, you might notice that this actually does light up. The Infinity Gauntlet is glowing. The Infinity Stones, the Infinity Gems, as the comic books would call them at one time, are glowing. You can see that this pops out, and there is a battery pack in here, as well as a button right here that turns it on and off. You can just see how, just to get a difference of, yeah, boom. To infinity, beyond. To infinity, beyond. To infinity, beyond. But that's it. Keep monitoring this channel. I've been continuing to do videos and stuff while I passively seek out and sometimes actively seek out those last 3 missing grails. Yeah, I'm sure that I'll come up with another one at some point in the near future. How near? Don't know. You'll have to wait and see. So until next time, stay tuned. Thanks everybody for tuning in. Please feel free to let me know what you think of the Thanos on Throne Maquette by Sideshow in the comments below. Let me know what you think about my selections of Grail pieces. But without further ado, I'm just going to call this video a day and get this guy on the desk where he belongs. Thank you everyone for tuning in, and until next time, be good to your plastic and to your resin, which is kind of plastic. Hell, it is plastic. It's just a much more solid plastic. It's like plastic with rocks in it.